Rare blooper by Kalzewski. You need to like study some more there for just the introduction. And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalzewski.
We are back from the All-Star break. So are you. So are the Los Angeles Kings. And we're back from Staples.
That's right. It's great to be back here after a little hiatus here for the All-Star break. Here to talk to you about the Columbus Blue Jackets game that took place tonight over there at Staples Center. Also going to talk to you about the Jeff Carter trade rumors that we're hearing out there in the blogosphere. And also going to give our thoughts on things that we've overheard in the premiere section.
So here we go. Episode 142 entitled The Los Angeles Kings Love BJs.
All right, Kings fans, so we are officially back from the All-Star break, and what an amazing game that was.
Did you watch it?
I did not.
Neither did I. So this segment will be quite short.
It will. You know, Keith, I look at the All-Star game, and you see we have one player that represented the Los Angeles Kings.
Deservedly so.
Yes, absolutely. But you kind of get worried, though, when you only have one player who was represented in the All-Star game like that. You know,
and only plays one period, because
exactly.
He's a goalie.
Well, it's a goalie, so they always rotate everyone. But, you know, I get a little worried when I only see one player. You look at these other teams who are totally stacked with awesome players. You know, I know there's like a fan.
They're also Canadian.
I know, but you also have a fan element that comes into actually voting this in. But, you know, if you have a team that's hitting on all cylinders, you're going to have good 4 to 5 players in the All-Star game. Kings did not. It's only quick. Very telling of the season.
Yeah, so let's read the stats from the stat sheet. Quick, 13 shots against, 3 goals, 769 save percentage in the second period. You know what? He let in 3 goals against. Would suck if he was playing for the Kings in the All-Star game. That's like a Vezina performance.
Yeah, no, it really is. And talk about a guy who only, who's got the best save percentage amongst the Western Conference or whatever team Alfredson or where the hell he was on. Yeah, they only gave he had the best save percentage of those guys.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. So
that
basically
is scary. 769 save percentage
was the best out of those guys. So whatever. Obviously, he is a Stanley Cup champion worthy goaltender.
You know, we're not here to talk about the All-Star game because the All-Star game sucks. We're here to talk about the BJs. And Chris, who doesn't love a good BJ?
Yeah, no, seriously. You always like to see a BJ on the menu because it's like, yeah, this is going to be amazing. Sometimes rare for some people, but not us, though. We are dealing with BJs all the time.
Usually, yeah.
Last time it was a little disappointing, but this time I would say the BJ.
In all fairness, we're in Columbus.
Exactly. Yeah. BJs in Columbus it's just not the same. But we look at the game tonight. And what an awesome game. You know, we always obviously had the All-Star break. The Kings had the huge win against the Sens where they were hitting on all cylinders. They had absolutely everything awesome happen to a team that could that could happen. And then you come into this game, you kind of worry that they lost some of the momentum.
What's happening, Kings fans? Keith here, back from the All-Star break. How you feeling? I'm good. In the Bahamas. BJ's in town. So that works. Last time they beat us 1-0. I'm saying Kings 2-1, but in the shootout. They lost 1-0 the last time they played Columbus. I got to state it again, Chris.
Yeah.
So coming into tonight, I was thinking Kings 2-1 in the shootout. I hate shootouts because we shoot the show after, and it gets to be a late and sometimes drunken night. We had it was still a bit of a snoozer, but the Kings got a power play goal in the first, by Justin Williams, his 10th, so he could maybe score 20, probably not.
What up, Kings fans? First period is over, and it was a boring first period, but I did get a goal from Mr. Justin Williams on a 9-game point streak. We're not getting our chances here, but in overtime, Kings 3, Blue Jackets 2.
Yeah, Justin Williams getting the goal. He has had points in 9 straight games. I mean, not a lot of Kings players are playing like he is right now, except for the big guys. I mean, for a guy who started off very slow, the guy who's traditionally been a big key to the Kings this year, scoring that goal was a huge momentum builder. And going, I mean, when's the last time the Kings had a 1-0 lead, in the first period? They never scored the first.
No, they really don't.
Yeah.
So going into the second period, Columbus obviously, they tallied up.
Right away, too, which was depressing.
And also somewhat predictable.
Yeah.
Get a goal by who else but Dustin Penner.
Wow.
Chris obviously disappointed. He missed Penner point tonight, another $25 gift card.
Sorry, roll half. I did not participate in that. I would have nailed that one, too.
Damn it.
I knew Penner was going to score.
Oh, yeah. He actually had a pretty good shot. It looked like he was going to pass. He's like, you know what? Screw it. I've done it before, and, he got it through. So, Kings fans on their feet, obviously. All right, and in the second, and it's 2-1 Kings. Dustin Penner with an amazing goal. He's back on track, going for the hatter tonight. 6-1 Kings. Boom. And, going to the third period, of course, Columbus, they tie it up again. And, I mean, we're headed for overtime, a shootout. Kings are losing 3-2, no doubt.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, this is definitely one of the games we were talking about during the game. It was like, okay, well, it looks like we're getting at least a point, probably only a point. We just can't solve Columbus, blah, blah, blah. So the game comes down to the last minute, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good. We're actually planning on when we're going to leave because we have the show to shoot, which is hugely important to us, and you. So what happens, and I don't even remember the last time this has happened to us. Usually the opposing team scores in the last 10 seconds or so to crush us, and then everyone gets free McFlurry tickets as a consolation prize. Not tonight, though. Drew Doughty, of all people, scored the clutch game winner with, I think they said at the end of the game, it was like with 0.4 seconds left.
0.4 seconds left, and incidentally, Chris, the answer to your question of when was the last time the Kings did that was 4 years ago when we beat the Dallas Stars. Scott Thornton had that big goal. Scott
still
Thornton,
living off that, though.
Yeah,
still
totally,
awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Apparently a big controversy, my phone blew up, that the clock, Chris, had like 1.8 seconds stopped for half a second, so technically the goal probably should not have counted. Who cares? It's the BJs. You know what? Sometimes you get a bad BJ. It's going to happen when you're from Columbus, and, the Kings win 2 points, now sitting, 60 points, still at 7th place, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, what do you do? A huge win tonight. It was huge to get the 2 points because they're hitting on the road thanks to the Grammys for a very long time. We're not going to see the Kings for another, 2.5 weeks or something, so it was very important to get this huge home win because their home record still very crappy.
Well, after tonight, if you count the overtime losses, Chris, we are sitting right at 500 at home, which is ridiculous. But the most important point of the night, it was a 3-2 game. Sutter called it in his press conference. It's a 3-2 league. Finally, we got a 3-2 game. So there you go, Kings fans.
Wow, what up, Kings fans? Kings with a clutch win by Drew Doughty, of all people, to win the game with 1 second remaining. 3-2 Kings! I'm loving this. Momentum taking it to the road. See ya.
So, Kings fans, it's that time of year, almost. Trade deadline is approaching. The Los Angeles Kings need nothing. They don't need scoring. No, they actually do. And, of course, the internet is abuzz. I mean, everybody's, got a source, things like that. The hot rumor du jour is Jeff Carter to the Los Angeles Kings, be reunited, and it feels so good with Mike Richards. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. My favorite thing about trade rumors is that when fans submit their ideas for trade rumors, it was with such ease. It's like, oh, you know what? Let's trade all of our struggling players for one awesome player. We hear a lot of this, Dustin Penner for TJ Oshie, throw in Stoll and a draft pick for Rick Nash, things like that. That stuff is not going to happen, folks. Just because we want to get rid of someone doesn't mean someone else wants to take them and also give up their best player. It doesn't really happen like that. And the Jeff Carter thing, it's kind of weird to me. It's like this whole experiment, they did in Philadelphia, obviously. It was great. They were buds, drinking buds. Guys that we would
maybe
totally
more.
Maybe, but guys that I would totally like to get a drink with. But Jeff Carter is not coming to LA. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not. And the reason why is simply based on character. I mean, Philadelphia fans will tell you he scored 40 goals, but he was non-clutch. And you know what? I mean, the Kings need a clutch guy. The other thing too is he was not happy when he was traded to Columbus, and not
Obviously.
the way Mike Richards was unhappy getting traded to LA. Mike Richards just wanted to be a part of the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah.
Jeff Carter moped for months. The GM and Rick Nash and whoever else had to go down, and rumors flying out that he wants out already, and he probably should be. It's not a guy that the Los Angeles Kings could touch, and not a guy that Dean Lombardi will touch. He's all about the character. If you want out, I don't want you. If you want to be at the beach, I don't want you. If you want to do cocaine with Mike Richards, I don't want you.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. But that's not the only rumor. Our buddy Dennis Bernstein, brought up the rumor. Had a couple of sources saying Ryan Malone to the Los Angeles Kings for Jonathan Bernier. And, I know Dennis has got a lot of, sources, but to me, I got to say, bitch, please.
Yeah, I'm going to have to actually quote Mr. Dennis Bernstein at the last roundtable last offseason when he said, enough with the 20-goal scorers. You know what? Malone is a 20-goal scorer. He is what he is. And we were talking about how many Kings will actually score 20 goals this year. It's not going to be very many. I mean, maybe 2 or 3. So Ryan Malone, I know he's a character guy. I know he has deep playoff experience. But trading Bernier for Malone, not going to happen. Not going to help if it did happen. I don't like it.
Well, you know, they say Dean Lombardi's job is on the line. He's going to do whatever it takes to get past that first round. And, you know, Jonathan Bernier obviously has not played a lot of games, you know, so you're going to be paying for potential with Jonathan Bernier. But, you know, Ryan Malone on a really crappy contract for a few more years, you know, the guy doesn't have a lot left in the tank. Are we going to trade him? Kings fans, I say no. My source, me and Kalzewski.
All right, Kings fans, so we have had our regular season seats for a long time. We sit up there with the diehards. It's awesome because everyone knows about hockey. You know, it's irrelevant for the most part, except for a couple of crazy fans here and there. But we want to give to you things that we overheard from sitting in the premiere section last week, and this is really interesting and indicative of the Kings fan base culture. So check it out.
Is this professional hockey?
These organic cranapple-tinis are good.
So, do the Kings still have Gretzky?
Go Lakers!
Wow. Even the Sparks have more banners than the Kings.
Is there a blow room down here?
All right, Kings fans, we'll be right back at you probably next Tuesday after the Lightning game. Look forward to that. It's going to be an epic one. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalzewski.
Thank you for watching Overtime. Bye, KingsCast.